Ah, yeah. Clever, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One moment. Okay, I'm on browser. So preset.
Okay, so let me just see the participants. Are majority in already? Okay, I'm seeing the chat. I'm not seeing the list of participants, but anyways, yeah, there are 8 attendees. Anyways, we'll just start since it's already 9:06. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to our online workshop, Edu 4.0 or 4.0, Digital Learning Online Tools to Enhance Your Lessons. So we're both excited and maybe a little bit over on tea or coffee this morning.
Oops.
And we're looking forward to being your presenters for the next 3 to 4 hours. Yep. So let's take a look at how we're arranging the agenda for today. And so what we're going to do up until 10:15, sorry, 10 o'clock, we'll have a quick introduction from us, and then followed by 3 main sections for today's workshop, which we've divided into 3 lesson activities. And then we'll have a short break after that. And then we'll continue with during lesson activities, another short break. And at 11:30 is our final part, which is to look into what can we do as post-lesson activities. And also that includes Q&A session as well, right? So now there are many, I know all of us have actually used or explored the many online tools available out there. And I'm sure that there are participants here who've already used a few of those tools as well. But what Li Jing and I will be doing for today's workshop is to include some of the newer tools or existing tools, but a less common feature that is used. So that's what we will focus on. And we will include hands-on activities as well. So we do hope everyone will take part and enjoy the sessions. Right, so we're going to the first part, which is greetings from us, and I'll let Li Jing do that part before I take over.
All right. So this is Idora. You choose which one, either the cat or the human. All right. They are basically 2 in 1, I think, all in one. And Gap is here. And a little bit thick face lah. Soon to be senior lecturer. Yeah, always need to dream big, right? Okay, yeah. So a small potato, all right, in KDU, sorry, UOW KDU, right? So I'm Li Jing. So by looking at my IC, you know how old I am, lah. All right. That's why we have a wishful age down there, right? That was wishful, lah. And we always go around and tell people, yeah, when I'm at your age, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. I think we every time cover in class, right? We are telling students, last time when I do this, that time when I'm at your age. So currently our age is 28 and 25, right? Not big difference. And then so far our household capacity, actually our brain capacity. At first we want to put hard disk capacity, but too technical from computing side. So we just put household capacity is almost full, right? And from time to time we just like to have some fun, and because we teach computing and we teach computing subjects, and we try to see how much word we can type per minute, right? So there's a lot of platforms for us to try out. Where you can just give it to students, right? Say, kids nowadays you use a lot of swiping, right? Let's see how fast you can type per minute, and what is the error rate. So far that's not our record. We just try it out over the weekend, right? So there's our words per minute. So yeah, that's about us. right? All right. So this section
Yeah.
in three lesson.
Before that, we have an activity that we want everyone to do first.
Three lesson ma.
Pre-lesson. So I will take over the screen now.
Okay, one moment.
All right. Give me a moment, guys. I'm still
Trying
to get used to WebEx. All right. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you need to join my quiz now. Li Jing, you take part as well.
Yep.
So you need to go to, I think you can go here. Yeah. The code, right? I'll copy paste. Right. Where's the chat part? Copy paste into the chat. Okay, just need to go there. Do you guys have the link? I think you'll be asked for a name. You can put in your name. And what I'll see on my screen is how many participants have joined. So currently I'm still waiting for you guys to join. So this is quizzes while waiting for others to join in. This is quizzes. I think some of you have used quizzes before, but perhaps used quizzes for what do you call that? For quizzes, right? But quizzes also has another feature called lessons. So you don't just have to use quizzes to create quizzes, but you can also use it to replace your lessons. Instead of using PowerPoint all the time, for example, you can actually create a quizzes lesson. And this is the free version of quizzes. So you do have nice templates like this one having the background moving, right? You do have nice templates. But since we're actually talking about the first part, 3 lessons. So we're giving you every slide has a small activity that you can do prior to the lesson. Li Jing, can you just check to see if everybody's in?
8.
Yeah, including you?
Including me.
So it's correct? So I can start?
Should be.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start now. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay. Yeah, I enabled the background music as well. So which category do you belong to? So you can increase the size of that meme or that tweet. So I'll translate, or this is in Malay, but I'll translate. So what it says here is, you're limited edition if you've never had COVID. You are special edition if you have contracted COVID, and if you contracted more than once, you are advanced edition. So which one are you?
Don't worry, no need to be honest. You want to be honest?
You don't have to be honest with us. We're just asking for fun. Yeah. There's actually 10 participants now. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is really good. Gabriel is in as well. Gabriel, this is first for us. The campus.
I'm limited edition, you know.
Yeah, lah, same here, but I can't vote. Right. So yeah, this is something that you guys can do prior to starting a lesson. But of course, you can change whatever question you want just to get students to like if it's a morning class, yeah, it's a warm-up morning class. They don't feel so sleepy. All right, let's take a look at the next example. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, okay, without worrying about COVID-19, where would you go? So this one you just need to type.
Draw, not type.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is drawing. Yeah, correct. You gotta
Take your
draw.
time.
Ah,
Take your time.
take your time to draw. I gave a lot of time there. I can remove the timer as well. So these are features that you guys can do if you notice students are struggling. You can always disable the timer. So let's view Doris. Let's view
Oh, so fast.
China. Okay, that's not drawing, but okay. All right, let's view the next one. I think a lot of people are just gonna write. Yeah. So we know Li Jing, this audience prefers to just write the answer. Actually, okay, we got some Tokyo. Everybody wants to travel. India. Anybody actually draw? Okay, I don't know where. Oh, that looks like Australia. Am I correct? That's Tasmania, right? Down there. And next one, Sabah. Yeah. Okay.
The last two should be drawing.
Wow, Finland. Okay, the colors. This is really good. Who is BM? This is really good. I can guess it's Australia. If I hope I'm right. Oh, yeah. This is India,
It's a,
but
it's a contest.
nice way to type India. Okay, next we got two more. Let's see. Is that diving? Okay. Oh, someone likes diving as well. That's so cute. But there's one more person. I'll just disable the timer. Because there's one more person.
Take your time, no rush.
Yeah. I've disabled the timer. If there's one more person that needs a little bit more time.
Actually, we can edit.
Pardon?
After submit, we can edit.
Yeah, you can still edit, correct. So you can still make changes. You also notice at the bottom, there's also an internal whiteboard, as well as this is my favorite feature, spin the wheels. So you get people to randomly select who you want to answer, but I'm not going to do that for this. All right. Is the Li Jing, can you just check the chat and see if anybody, because there's supposed to be one more participant, if the person is struggling, or else I'll move on to the next.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Get
Well done.
mentioned that there's a rock. It's not Australia.
Ah, want to stay home. Oh, that's so nice. Johan. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I think this is my favorite. This one, Li Jing, if you can't really answer. Oh, wait. Oh, not this one, the next one. So if you could create a Spotify playlist for this workshop, what song would you add? So this one you type, right? Your answer. Or any song playlist, Top of the World. Okay. I like to move it. Dancing Queen. Wow, Gabe.
So we have both. We
We
have
can-
dance.
yeah, Gabe, thanks. Hotel California, As Long As You Love Me. Okay, is this the Backstreet Boys song? Okay, I think we can even guess
Our generation.
the generation. Yeah, exactly. Arcade. Perfect. Perfect.
Oh,
I
Simple
know.
Plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there another group that sings Perfect though? Yeah, I only know Simple Plan as well. Oh, we've got another participant who just entered. Okay, you know what? Am I giving pressure by giving the timer?
No worries.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Easy on me. Oh, is that a clue to us? Easy on me. Go easy on me. Hello. Oh, hello, Joanne. All
A
right.
bit modern.
Okay. We'll tell you what we're actually doing after we finish. So here's one more. Let's go to the next one. Okay, next slide. You've got to also, Li-Jing, you can't answer this because you did this, right? What does this mean? Or what? Do you want to give them a hint, or is it too obvious?
Should be able to lah.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
combine
just see.
everything
Yeah,
together. Let's
yeah,
combine
just
them
see.
together.
Let's just see if they can get this. Live. Okay. Want to give clue? Okay, now we give clue.
Give clue lah. Okay lah. Guess a movie.
Give couple minutes of clues first. Love made and repeat.
Almost there.
Titanic, yes. Okay, correct.
Yeah,
Actually,
with the hint is very obvious lah.
emoji, yeah. This was what I asked Li-Jing to just choose a movie and then put it in emoji form.
It took some time to figure out and find the correct
I
emoji.
actually just don't know why you put a pumpkin. I mean a jack-o'-lantern there.
Jack-o'-lantern, Jack and Rose.
Oh, the name. Okay, I get it. All right. Okay. So let's say we know that the answer is out already. So a lot have answered. Ship pumpkin flower. Okay, that's the literal reading there. But what you guys can do is you can actually end and move on to the next. So you don't actually have to wait until the timer ends. You can just, because you're controlling the slide. So you can just end the question as well. So I'll do that now. Okay. Right. So we just put yes. Okay. I think we've got, let's see if that's the last one or we have one more. Yeah, that's the last one. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. So now I'm still sharing, but let me just move on to here. And what we actually showed you guys were some examples of icebreakers actually. Now, of course, when you do icebreakers, you don't have to do all of those examples at once. But we were trying to give you guys some ideas about what kind of icebreakers are available. So let me just hang on.
Yeah. So from
Yeah, so the first example was you could put some current memes or tweets that are currently trending, right? Because kids like that, so the students like that. So the one about limited edition, special edition, advanced edition, that was something that actually a student of mine shared with me. And she was asking, Miss, which one are you? So then you could also do that. You could get, for example, students to describe themselves in a meme and then have them share the meme on, so like for us, Li-Jing and I, we use Microsoft Teams and then they can just share it in the chat. Or you could even have them upload on Open Learning. So tell them, find a meme that's describing how you feel today, or find a picture that describes you. Okay, so prior to going on to the other examples, just to let you know a little bit more about ice breaking. So ice breaking activities are actually very good to engage students because first of all, they can break the feeling of awkwardness, especially for new students, gets the blood flowing, it introduces people, so it helps students to get to know you, as well as helps students to get to know each other, gets people to interact with one another, and because they're fun, they're fun as well. And the other examples we showed through, I hear a lot of background noise. Do you get something?
oh, should be mine. Should be mine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right. So the second, the quizzes slides, the lesson that we did just now, it actually covered using pictures or images or memes. And then we also had word cloud and poll. Now, the free version of quizzes, of course, you don't have that word cloud look, but it does allow you to like scroll. So let me show you how my view looks like. So, okay, tired of looking at Simon here. All right, so I just go back here, but we'll do an example a bit later. So, yeah, so here's what I did. So you've got the first example was a poll or polling, but we also included an image to enhance the questions there. And then the second one is drawing. So this is where you get students to move their hands as well. Okay, and then we've got open-ended. If you could create a Spotify playlist. And what's good about this activity is that you can gather the list, and then like for my classes, I have breaks in between, right? Because it's 2 hours or 2.5 hours long. And then during the break, you could actually, let's say you give them 10 minutes break, you could actually tell them, hey, okay, it's break time and I'm going to play a song that you guys selected. And the song today is selected by whom? So this is one example of a playlist, but this is songs to sing in the shower. So you could just give any, you could just get the students to decide what kind of theme they want. And then you can play the songs during the break. And then another one is using emojis. Okay, so using emojis to get students to give their thoughts on things, right? So I've explained on word cloud, polls, Spotify. Over here is a meme. Anybody? Oh, sorry, an emoji. Anybody can guess what movie this is? Here, anybody know what movie that is? DJ, can you check the chat? Anybody get the answer?
No one yet.
Two large ears and an elephant. Okay, what movie is that?
Yeah, got it. I don't know, it's the real game or the fake game.
Real game or the fake game? Let me scroll down. I have to scroll a bit. Dumbo. Yeah, Dumbo. Correct. Yeah. Oh, the real game. Okay. Okay. Other things that you can do for ice breaking as well is things like who knows what this is? This icon here, or this image represents the one here.
The green and yellow.
Yeah, the gray, yellow, and green boxes. Who knows what that is? Anyone know what this gray, yellow, green boxes are? Li Jing, do you even know what it is?
I don't know. Some guess Tetris. I was guessing the arcade. Is it called arcade? The one that the bar move around and then the ball will bounce.
No, I put the answer there. It's a word game called Wordle,
Oh.
and some of my students are like obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it too. So sometimes during break or before class, so I have some students who come in before class starts, and we try to guess the word of the day. You can search for what's Wordle. Okay, there's also a Malay version as well. So we do that just to, again, ice breaking so that they're in the right state of mind before we actually start classes. And then the other thing about ice breaking though, so the rest I'll let Li Jing explain, but the other thing about ice breaking is that you can do it in a few different times. So for example, ice breaking is really good for first class of the semester, right? It's also good after a long break, like after sem break, to do an ice breaking session. And you can even have it done regularly. So for example, at the start of the week or at the end of the week. So it's not necessarily that you can only do it the first time you meet the students. Okay. So we went through some examples just now, but the other thing is you should also realize that you should try to cater for the different types of learners. So you can do icebreakers that appeal to, the four modes of communication. So text-based or image-based, audio-based or video-based. So that's what we were showing in the example earlier. So now I'm going to stop sharing and let Li Jing continue with the rest. Okay, hang on. So I've got to go to participant. Okay, give me a minute because this is still new to me. And all right, Li Jing, on to you.
Li Jing, you're muted.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very common in my class also. Students was looking at silent movie. Sorry, I'm trying Office 365. So the same file by Idora. Meanwhile, I can edit online, right? So what we have tried previously was the emoji chat. So the screenshot that you see, I'm not quite sure whether if I zoom in, you can see that. I think I better share the whole screen. One moment. Okay, better. All right. So, Idra, can you? Is my screen zooming?
Yep, it is.
Okay, all right. So this is what's Idora's chat with students. All right. So actually, I also don't know how good, right?
Oh, that's actually, how are you guys doing? Are you guys okay? So then someone responded, you all good? Yeah, so it's close enough, right? And then when I posted this, if you look at the time, I didn't have lunch at that time, so I was telling them I'm very hungry, and then someone told me to eat noodles. And this one down here is, they actually know what this means because students know. So the last one was, I'll start at 2:05 p.m. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this one way to I mean caught students out of surprise. I say, oh, okay, there's some mystery, or say, it's time for so-called games or fun way to communicate with lecturers. So this semester, because most of the time for my class is kind of technical, so I'll go through a lot of demo, a lot of machines that just keep on typing and typing and typing and clicking. So most of the time, when I think most of us is also the same, facing the same thing, where we ask, "Is there any question?" It's usually just silence, dead silence, right? So out of nowhere from my second screen, I'll just try to use the worst translator in the world, not the best translator because it's full of grammar mistakes. So I just put in and then I play from my audio. I dare not speak it out loud just in case I pronounce into a root word or something else. So I type in multiple chat in, so across the chat suddenly will have a lot of response, right? But most of the response will say LOL, ha ha ha, what Mr. Kuno, what this in Tamil. I said actually I don't know. I just copy paste. So at least we can get a response for students. Say all right, from the previous class. So actually I literally copy the entire program from the last class. Do you have any questions? So end up Google Translate is very fun. Some students even use English translate into use their language translate into English and then translate into Mandarin, and then they ask this in a chat. So it ends up quite a fun session. I mean, to start off, like I say, hey, friends that speak Mandarin, can you verify if this is correct? So end up everyone has a good laugh, lah. All right, we know translation, Google Translate always has this kind of fun errors. All right. So
Oh, no, go back to the, not yet, not yet.
Right, not yet. I was like, oh, what a good ice-breaking session.
Or I'll share the screen now. That is easier. Yeah.
Because I can't see all the notes already once I present.
So yeah, so let me share the screen now. Okay, so some others, so you guys can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, some other examples. So that was things that we can do on our video conferencing or the web conferencing platform that we're using in class. So Li Jing was explaining a lot about what you can do on Teams chat, and apart from Teams chat, like what I did was one day, you know, during the break, before the class, I just put in emojis and asked them to guess what am I asking them. Yeah. Another two things that you can try out. So this is the logo of Twitter. Now, personally, I don't have a Twitter account. Li Jing, do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do have it.
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of lecturers who do have Twitter accounts, and I've seen this done before. I personally don't have, but I have seen this done before where there were teachers and lecturers getting students to introduce themselves in a tweet on the Twitter feed, I guess that's what you call it, right? So they say, can you, because a tweet can't have more than a certain number of characters, right? So the teacher said, okay, can you please introduce yourselves in the tweet thread or comment? So there are those who do that, as well as Flipgrid. Okay, so you can get a student to do a quick 2-minute video of introducing themselves. So Flipgrid is a video-based instructional tool. So you could do like ask the students to do like a quick video of what do you want all your classmates and I to know about you. I'll show you an example of what I've done, but I haven't used I have not used Flipgrid for ice breaking, but I did use it for one of my activities. So I'm sharing the screen here. This was in my Jan 2021 class, and EHCM is ethical hacking and countermeasures. So one of the things we teach is social engineering. So I asked them to do a video of what is social engineering to them. I think I gave the limit to 2 to 3 minutes, something like that. So I can show one here. Okay. Okay, so very short video just to get them to give me their interpretation of what social engineering is. And for this, how did I actually get the students to actually want to do a video? I had to do my own video first. So you may have to do that as well. So I actually put my own video here, which was horrible compared to theirs. Theirs is so much nicer than mine. But yeah, they took the challenge because again, you need to cater to the different modes of communication. So this particular group really liked doing videos, and I guess also because of the fact that we were 100% teaching from home. Oh, there, 1 minute and 30 seconds only. So yeah, they were very sporting about it. But of course, I was also worried because it was my first time that I actually did a video first, and then they followed suit after that. So that's one thing you could do as well. And again, you should be able to know your students better than um, than other lecturers. So you should be able to gauge what kind of students they are, or what kind of activities do they like. For example, Johan is in, right? I think like games, they prefer using back channel chat, right? Like
I think there's another
Discord.
Johan, I think.
Oh, it's different. It's a different Johan. Okay, I'm so
I
sorry.
guess
I
so.
thought it was. But never mind the Johan in our school then. Being under the games, I know that a lot of the games lecturers, it's text based, right? Preferring to use text based to chat and to engage in their students. So it's okay. You just need to explore, experiment, and then you'll be able to find out which ones the students like the most. And of course, you can also vary, because not all students like drawing, right? And then not all students um, like text as much, and so forth. So that's how you can use these tools. So now what we want to do is we'd like some of your thoughts and suggestions for ice breaking, and we would like you to post them on Lino. So this is another tool. Let me share the tool here. You don't have to sign up. I've actually have my Lino account. And Lino is similar to, so I just created using Google. Lino is similar to Padlet. I think most of you are familiar with Padlet, but the interface is a little bit different. Now, how do you get to post on my Edu 4.0 canvas here? Oh, wrong one. Sorry, it's the ice breaking one. So how do you get to post here is I invited you guys into so you can create groups. So this is my group called Edu 4.0, and I've actually invited you guys. So far, only 2 members are in because I think you guys haven't checked your email, but the invitation might have gone to spam email, right, Li?
Yeah, until today, it's still in my spam.
Yeah, Gabriel, I will invite you now. So,
Gabriel is,
Lino,
the real Gabriel has opt for a meeting.
oh, real Gabriel has left.
Yeah.
Hazim then, is it? I need to invite
Yes,
Hazim.
yes.
Okay, but can you guys check your email? If it's not, it might have gone to spam. This was based on the list given, so it's your KDU email, KUW email. And then what you need to do is, okay, let me share how the invitation looks like. Right. So your invitation should look something like this. So just to let you know, it's not a spam, it's actually from me. So your invitation should look something like this. Yeah. So let me share that here. Okay, you should get invitation from Idora to join a group at Lino. And then what you do is to join, just please visit the following URL. Okay. And then once I refresh, I should be able to see more members in. So can you guys do that first? If there's any problems, do share in the chat. We will try to. Oh, okay. Li Jing sharing fun tweets of the day. Okay, good. Just worried about participants. Still only getting 2. So let me just put in the chat there. Can you find the email invitation? Except for Hazim, I'll give the invitation now to Hazim. So, which is a good idea as well. I can show you how to add a member. So I can invite. So for Lino, you can only invite using email. And again, this is also a free account, nothing paid, no paid account. So let me just demonstrate by inviting Hazim in. Okay. So Hazim, your email is hazim.zak, right? Okay, so you can invite, please input one username or email address per line. So if you've never registered, then you just put the email. And then this is from me. I've created a new group on Lino. This is the default one. I can just change it to Edu 4.0 group on Lino. I'm not a robot. And then you can click invite and it sends out the email. But do take note that when you input one user or email, the limit is 10 users at one time. Okay, so I can invite. Okay, invited new member. So now let me check members. Good. So there are more members in already. So can you guys see the group canvases? There's actually 2 canvases. And I'd like you to go to the online ice-breaking canvas. Right. So do share. Thank you, Bridget. Managed to join. All right, so you can share your ideas here as well. So let me explain about how Lino works. It's basically just post-it notes, lots and lots of post-it notes, but you can also attach images, files, and video as well. You can set like a deadline for every post-it that you have. So down here is when you want to set a deadline. If you feel the bottom part here is a bit crowding the space, you can always minimize by clicking the arrow here to minimize and give you more space. Okay, and then you can pin your post-its as well. So this is a little bit difficult to do. There, so the pin I remove, you have to double click somewhere on top and then you put the pin on top as well. Okay, so how do you add your own post-it? Just on the top right hand side, you can choose, so you want a green post-it, and then you just double click and you can type. So I'll put, since Lijin shared tweet of the day, right? Oops, sorry. Lijin, you can edit this as well. And you can change the size of the font. You want to make it smaller, bigger, and change the color. And if you don't like that color for your post-it, can change as well. And then you just click post, right? And you can add. So I'd like you guys to add your suggestions as well. Okay, someone's playing around and moving my, but it's okay, go ahead. It's meant for you guys to try it out, okay? So it's only one. I just want you guys to provide your own suggestions. Menti is there. Okay, let me move this. Can we just leave this pinned, everyone? But yeah, I'm okay with you guys playing around for now because I want you guys to, yep, song of the day there. I want you guys to, you know, see how you can use Lino. So yeah, post your suggestions there. You can make the size bigger once you did not pin. Okay, if you didn't pin, what you can do is you can increase the size of the main post-it, and then it's always very difficult to pin. Then you can pin after that, and you can add the suggestions in there. You can also just like stack it up like this. It's really up to you, okay, how you want to put it. Now, yeah, so this is one use of this is actually a use of an example of feedback, actually, which is our last part, but we wanted you guys to already try out something in the first hour. Li Jing, do you want to also explain about the signing up? Okay, because in this case, saving is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Okay, so Li Jing, can you explain about how easy it is to sign up for Lino and some of the issues with Lino?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I think I don't need to switch the screen around. No need to let
No need,
everybody wait. Yeah.
no need, is it? No need.
Yeah, no need.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So
So
on
we'll just
the
leave this.
top left of Idora screen, you can see not secure. So I mean, computing computing lecturers like us, the first thing that we see is like, oh, not secure. All right. So personal point of view, because this is only a post-it, and if you notice that we don't really need to sign in anything, or we don't post any sensitive data inside there. All right. So if you're not comfortable with it, of course, it's good that we not going to use it, right? But since we are just posting, right, I feel it's not a harm to do it, right? Because I think some of us will look at the lock on the top side and say, oh, not secure, right? So if me and Idora try it out, I think over the weekend, they do have a paid version. And yeah, paid version is totally secure.
Yeah.
Where they run on HTTPS, all the certificate is updated, right? So yeah, I don't think that won't that really create how to say, paranoid thing for us is to say, hey, what if our data or anything, right? Because until the end, it's just a note, right? So for registration, as mentioned, we have two. One is paid, one is free. So I think Idora is using the free one also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not using the paid
yeah. So
version.
the website is Lino it. Right.
Yeah, Lino it.
Yeah, Lino it. All right. So you can see it's HTTP. Okay. But the moment you click register or sign up.
Oh, I already signed up.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. So yeah. So no worry. Okay. So if you go to
I think just sign up for Lino should be
yeah.
Is this one, right?
Yeah,
Sign up
yeah.
for Lino. This should be the first one.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
a secure page, right? So you can see that's secure. It don't have any issues on it. Right.
And what I did was I didn't create a username or password. I just used my Google account. Yeah. So you can do that as well. You can use your Twitter or Facebook, sign up with any of these other services as well. And this is the free version. Yeah, it's the free version. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and play around. It's fine with us. We just wanted to show you a tool. Out of curiosity, let's check the chat. So have any of you used Lino before? Yeah, need to refresh the page to see updates. So is this the first time using Lino? Yeah, first time. Yeah, that's good. So because that's what we wanted. We wanted to show you guys new tools. Of course, other tools that are similar to Lino, we will cover when we talk about feedback some more. Okay, but again, a lot of these tools, right, you notice that you can actually use it for ice breaking as well as during the class and even post lesson. So it's good to find tools that can cater to all three parts of a lesson, right? So this is one of them as well. Yeah, so I created this just so that you guys can play around with it. If you feel that this is something, and you can even try and add, audio, video as well. And of course, if you actually do sign up, you can actually see that they have sample main someday. See how nice the main one is, how they arrange stuff. So it's how creative you are. So this is a sample. When you sign up, they'll give you in a sample here, main task. This is where I learned about I can use pinning the certain task. And then, oh, I forgot to show one very important feature. So let me go back to our Edu 4.0 here is they have something called how do you remove. So let's say this is a mistake. Just type wrong spelling. Mistake. And let me post. So if you want it removed, you just click on the peel off, which is I know it's odd. Li Jing had didn't understand the symbol here either. The right symbol means to peel off the post-it, so it will be removed. Yeah. Okay, so you just need to say this is to edit, this is to set a due date, copy to another canvas if you have more than one, and the last one is to peel off. So the thing is, when you pin, it disables the peeling off. So that's the reason why you pin something, so you don't accidentally remove it. Okay. All right. So are there any questions? Because it's almost close to our first break. Right, Li Jing? So
Yep.
let me check the chat. Let's see if there's any questions. Bridget, yeah. Bridget says it sounds like linoleum. Could be, yeah. I always wondered why did they call it lino. Right. So any questions before we give you guys a break? Which is supposed to be this one. Okay, our next session is at 10:15. Any questions before we go for a break? Do they want me to play something on the Spotify
At least,
playlist?
why not?
All right. Okay. So you guys, get your coffee break, and then we'll resume at 10:15. I could try, Li Jing. I'm not sure if the songs will play.
Yeah, I think need to connect to audio or something.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's. Let me test. Okay. Let me test. Oh, this is an old song. Let's see. Oh, Two Princes. Let's see if so it's break time, guys. So Li Jing and I, this is what we usually do during breaks as well. We kind of like fool around. So let's see if you can hear the sound, Li Jing.
Okay, I need to go for a while.
Wait. Just want to check this. Can't hear, right?
Can't hear. You need to share audio.
Cannot. Can you
Think
hear any sound?
the
No.
no.
Yeah. I think we had this problem last time as well on WebEx. I couldn't figure it out as well.
Need to connect to system audio or something like this.
Yeah, correct. But that's okay. We'll come back. I'll stop sharing the screen first. Oh no, I'll just leave it at this screen. And then, oh wait, the next session, is it yours or mine? I think you've got to
Yours.
take over this.
It's yours.
It's mine? Sure.
Sure. Because I have a short meeting, so.
Alright. Okay, so just leave it at the screen then. Right, so we'll see everybody at 10.
Yeah. Start with quizzes first. Okay.
Okay.
Jump before.
All right.
Okay.
So there's 1 more minute until I start. According to my system, time is 10:14. Did everybody have a good break? Everybody back? No sound, really? You guys can't hear me? I'm unmuted already. Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Aishwarya. Bridget, can you hear me now? No sound? Oh wait, that was an earlier message. Sorry, didn't check the time. All right, okay, thank you so much. It was an earlier message. I think it was meant for the earlier session. Okay, so it's 10:15. And we're going to move on to another activity. So what I would like you guys to do is to go to this link, which I'm sharing in the chat. Okay. So just want to ask you one question before we move on to what we can do to make our lessons more engaging during our class. So I put there, you need to go to that link. To join, go to ahaslides.com/JOLVN. And I think you are supposed to put in your name, email perhaps as well, and then you can answer my question here, which is very simple, very easy, straightforward. What did you do during the break? Right, so I'll wait until I get more responses. Let me minimize my face. Right. Okay, so down here, it says 5 live participants. I've already started the presentation, so you should be able to start and type what did you do during the break. Cook rice for lunch. Wow, it's very quick. Okay, coffee, right, good. Followed instruction and drink coffee. Okay, put on a video for mom, take a cup of tea. Okay. I'm not a coffee person myself. Yeah, I had tea as well. So I've got 7 participants, but only 5 answers so far. Okay, so while you're answering, let me introduce this tool. This is called AHA Slides. It is basically very similar to Mentimeter. But if you notice, I have up to 200 participants. So this is a subscription based. You do have a free version. The free version only allows up to 7 participants. So the free version you can use for like a small tutorial group. I invested in the paid version because I once had to do an external workshop, and the participants, there were a lot of participants, over 100. So I subscribed to AHA Slides because it's slightly cheaper than Mentimeter. And I also found that it's a good tool for my teenage kids to do their presentations for their classes as well. So sort of like an investment. But you do have a free version of AHA Slides, okay? So let's see, what do you do during the break? Okay, breakfast, take a cup of tea, coffee, cook rice, put on a video, eat a slice of cake. Okay. One more person hasn't answered yet. Okay. One more person. Shower, really? You had time to shower. Okay. All right. So, anyways, this is more just to get you guys relaxed before we go on to the actual second part, which is looking at what can we do during class. So let me share the PowerPoint slide here. Okay, so during lessons, now my co-presenter Li Jing, he'll be joining us in a while. So what we've done is we decided to like I'll do my part first, and then he'll be able to come in and do his part. So there are actually a lot of things that you can do during your lesson to make it more engaging. One that I introduced in the beginning was a quizzes lesson. So do take note that quizzes is not just a quiz creation tool. You can also use it to create lessons. So let's take a look at that. Can I just know if there's any participant who doesn't have a free subscription to quizzes? Because I would like to demonstrate. So if you actually have a free quizzes account as an educator, I'm just going to demonstrate how easy it is to actually create a lesson. So I'm checking the chat here just to see if there's anyone. So I'll put it on this side. Does anyone not have a quizzes account? Do you have quizzes accounts? Okay. So basically, quizzes, there are free version as well as paid version. So the free version is just a basic account. Okay, I'm checking who doesn't have. All right, let me see. Okay, there are those who don't have. All right. So let me just explain how do you actually set up a free account on Quizzes. So sorry, so you can Google for subscribe to Quizzes. Sorry, wrong spelling. And then you can sign up, right? So let me just share the. Okay, there's a problem though because I've already signed up, but you can sign up for the free one here. Wait, sign up. No, this is a trial because I've already signed up, but you can subscribe to Quizzes. Yeah, it's not super account. Quizzes account free, right? You can go to here. Yeah, here, sign up to Quizzes. So it's this link here. Because I'm already logged in, yeah, it will take me straight to my login page already. I'm already logged in. So you could just go to https quizzes.com and then go to sign up, right? And choose, so I'll type that here for those who don't have. Okay. Quizzes.com. Okay, that's the main site. And then you can choose, make sure you choose that you are an educator and then just choose the free account, right? So for those who already have the free account, you can see that it says you can upgrade to super, but even the free account is actually quite good. Now, previously quizzes was only to create a quiz, but I believe it was early last year, they added a new feature called lessons. So it's very similar to AHA slide that I showed here, AHA slide, but and Mentimeter as well, but now you can do that for free on quizzes. So if you see, quiz is engage live or asynchronously with quiz and poll questions. But then you look at lessons, create an instructor-led experience where slides and multimedia are combined with quiz and poll questions. So, you don't have to keep using so let me cancel that first. You don't have to keep using your PowerPoint slides all the time. So you could deliver your lesson using quizzes instead. So just click on create and then new lesson. And then you give it a name. So I'm not sure, you guys can try out for your subject. But let's say I wanted to do for one of my security subjects. And the topic is physical security, right? And you can choose the relevant area. So mine would be computers, and then just click next, right? And then they even have nice themes, preset themes. You can have a very simple one. You can choose like the one that I used earlier had the background that was a bit more animated. So for example, this is the one I used earlier. And you can choose something like this. And just click next. Okay. And then you have your first slide. And then the next slide that you want, all you need to do is just at the bottom left-hand corner, you see add new slide. You can also import from available slides as well. So you can import that you already have. There's even importing from PowerPoint if you want to. You can create from scratch. So when you click on add new slide, it tells you like, do you want a blank slide? Do you want a title slide, text and media, full screen media, web page link, and then is it open-ended? Is there any questions on it, or is it? So you can choose whether you want to put in a question or you can put in a slide. So for example, the second slide that I probably want to have title slide. Okay, and then again, they have all these different formats. So you can choose, you can change your theme. You don't like it, okay. Then you can have text on the left, image on the right, and whichever preset heading you want. So let's say I want this. And then there you just replace this with your own text, duplicate as many times as you'd like, and then you can change the image by just clicking on replace image. You can do a Google search, you can search, insert an image as well. Okay. Right. You can upload, sorry, it's hanging a bit. So replace the image. So you can delete that image and then drag and drop an image, or you can search your Windows folder. Okay, so sorry, it's a bit slow. I've got some images here. So let's say I put, okay, this is a DOS attack image. Okay, so perhaps I change my, and then you can resize if it's, the size is not, the image is stretching out, so you can resize. Okay, so maybe I'll change this. It's not physical security anymore. It looks like it's land security. Right, and then you can edit the title as well. Okay, save. Right, am I going too fast for those who have an account? Is it okay? Let me just check. Oh, Li Jing, you're back. Okay, can you check, see if I'm going too fast? we're just starting off the demo of how to create a quizzes lesson. And then you can put your text here. This is the acetate, I believe, right? You don't like the text, you can change the type of font, right? You can change the size of the font. Did you just check and see whether anybody it needs help as well? You can bold it. You can change the color of the text. Yeah. So you can do, it's basically giving you the template. So that's the keyword. Quizzes has all these templates. You just add and modify what you need. Right. Now you can also add media, shapes, and tables as well. So when you're done with this slide, just click at the bottom left hand, add a new slide again, and you keep doing that. And then let's say you're done. So I'm just showing two. So, okay, maybe I'll show one more. And I want a full screen media. Okay, click to add a video. So I just need to click and, oh, all right, there you go. Super. You need super plan to add a YouTube video. Okay, let's discard that. So there are limitations to what you can add, but you can always click and add a link instead. Yeah. Okay, so, and then of course in between, you know, you could have like a few slides and then you want to ask students a question, you can put in a poll, right? And then type your question and then the answer here, right? So you could put things like, you know, what are some, or something like which land attack is most severe for a home user. Then you give the choice, and then this is a poll to see what they say, right? So you could put which WLAN attack, what word attack, right? So you can put like the first option is denial of service. So actually in this kind of poll, all the answers are correct, but you just want to get the input from the user, from your students. So it could be like war driving, okay. And then what? Eavesdropping. Malware. Okay. Then you can add an image if you want to. And then let's say this is done. Okay, you can save it. Right. I did put a title already. Not sure why you're asking again. My title is here. Okay, but if you're actually done, you can just save. You can add the title again. Then you can put an image for this particular lesson. If you don't want to, you can skip that. And then select the grades. I usually just put university to university. And then because a lot of my students don't have quizzes accounts, so I just put it public, visible to everyone. And then save, right? So done creating this. And then you can choose to either start a live session or assign as homework. So this is asynchronous learning. So what I did earlier with this one, so now it will appear in your library. So this is the one that we did earlier, okay, where you answered the questions here. I started a live session. So if you start a live session, you have some settings that you can change. You can allow people to give fun names or their own names. So this is a quizzes generated names only. And then when you're done, you just click present. And then when you click present, so let me show you with this one. If you start a live session and you click present, this is where the code comes out, and you just share the code with your students, right? Join my quiz, you can copy paste and then share it in the chat. If you wanted to do it asynchronous, so let them do it in their own time, you can just click on assign as homework and then set custom deadline, continue, and then it will, what will happen is you give them the code as well, right? So that's an example of, that's the first example here whereby, yeah, quizzes, because a lot of us have used quizzes or similar to quizzes. Now quizzes does have another option, is to create lessons like your PowerPoint slides. Now, the next example I want to show you is, and this was because, and I have to thank Bridget for this, because Bridget was saying that, can you show something that can be done on our LMS, Learning Management System? So yeah, I'm going to show you something that I did on Open Learning. So let me share what I did, since we are supposed to put our content on Open Learning, right? So here's, okay, wait, let me let your sharing screen go up. Or I think I just move it here because I can't go to my, okay, Open Learning. Right. So, okay, before I continue with Open Learning, I should check with you guys. Is everybody okay? Or have any questions about quizzes just now? I'm just checking the chat there. Is everyone okay with quizzes? So how do you find quizzes? Quite easy, right? Because it's pretty much, you know, they've got templates there for you, right? And of course, you do get reports as well. You get reports once you assign, you do get to see any reports. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, quizzes is very easy to use, correct? And you get reports as well, so you can check and see, you know, the individual students, how did they do. Now, I find quizzes, the free version, is really, really good. I actually upgraded myself to super because I just wanted to be able to do more stuff. But really, quizzes for the first 2 years, I was just a normal user. And they have a lot of stuff that you can do even as in their free account. Yeah. Right. Okay, so if everybody's okay, I'll just show something that I did on Open Learning, since we do have, we have to put our materials on Open Learning anyways. So this is an activity that I did for my ethical hacking and countermeasures class. And as you can see, you can also make your Open Learning landing page for your subject, get the feel of the subject as well. So what I did is I just created a banner, nice looking banner. And I had something called missions. So this was something that was done in last sem, because I'm not teaching this subject this semester. And this is a gamification based activity. So what the students do, and it's also part of their assignment. So every week for 5 weeks, I give them missions that they need to solve. So you, as you can see, I'm just using the things that you already have on Open Learning. So, you know, you go to course setup. So for me, I went to course setup, I clicked on content, and then after that, you set up the mission, the tab, right? So I had the tab for the tab that was SEP 2021 missions. So you need to set it up in content. I guess perhaps to actually demonstrate this, you will need to so you would create a new model set. probably need another session on open learning, right, Beijing, to do this. So I'm just doing, just showing you a quick demo. So here I created a new module list called SEP 2021 missions, and then I created the structure that I wanted. So it's always the mission details and the submission for the students. And then what you do is under appearance, you have to add it so that it appears as a tab, right? So so here's where you can create your course banner, and so forth, change the color scheme. So I have all these pages and I just dragged and put missions here so that it appears and students can see. And then once that's done, you can already go to this view to add stuff. You don't have to add under course setup already, because for example, once you set up the mission details submission under course setup, when you go in, you can add the stuff from this view already. So mission details. And last time, what I would do is I would just type the mission, and then I think the students found it very boring. So what I did was I actually created some video or images, okay, and put that as the question instead of putting it as just text. So if you edit, so you can, instead of, putting text, typing this, I actually put in a video or an image so that the question appears as a video or an image. Right? So I want to make my colleague Bridget a little bit famous today. So one of the missions was, the target was Miss Bridget Sam. So I put it as mission, okay. So find out any non-academic related details about Miss Bridget. So the task is here. And then there's also a side mission for bonus points. And then how did I do these short videos or images? I used something called Canva. So have you guys heard of Canva? Again, my Canva account is a free account, right? Have you guys used Canva before? So Canva is a very good tool to create posters, to create very short videos. There's thousands of templates. And although not all the templates are free, but there are a lot of the free templates are also quite nice. So I used Canva to create these, okay, these short videos and these images, sorry, these posters and so forth. And then basically when you look at so I'll go back to mission 2, when you look at submission, you will see that I allow the students to answer text. So remember, allow the students to, if they prefer to type, they can type. If they prefer to upload a file, they can do that. So I let them share their thoughts, upload image, upload file. So this is their response. So some of them gave zip files, some of them, uploaded a lot of the images, okay, and they explain what they did as well to try and get the information, okay. Yeah, is everybody okay with, do you want me to show how easy it is to use Canva? Canva is pretty easy. So because I'm also mindful of the time. So I'm typing in the chat as well. Are most of you familiar with Canva? Li Jing says he doesn't use OL. Okay. Yeah, Bridget. Yeah, I use Canva. Yeah, good to create banners. Good to do a lot of stuff. Yeah. I use it for greeting cards as well. So it's pretty easy. Once you set up an account, so you can Google and then set up an account, then notice that mine is a free account. you can search what you want. So if you wanted to, let's say, do an infographic, you just type infographic and then search templates. Okay. And then, oh, sorry, you go here, go and search under templates. And then you just search for what template you want. So if you wanted to do an infographic, okay, all you need to be aware of is just don't choose the ones that have the crown, because that one's the paid one. But you've got free versions. So here's the ones that don't have the crown, you can use as a template. So for example, here doesn't have the crown image, right? I can click on this and I can use it as a template. Okay. And then you can click on customize the template and you can start editing and changing and putting what you want in the infographic. Right, so it's pretty easy. And after that, it's just familiarizing yourself with the menu. So you can change you can double click, change. If it's too small, you can zoom. Okay, so you can move up to which part you want to change. And same thing, you can change the font, right? You can add stuff in if you want. If you can, similar to quizzes, if you wanted to remove an image and add your own image, you can as well, right? So it's pretty good, right? Very nice infographics that looks so professional, but yet it's free. You just change the data that you want, right? Yeah, so you see the pictures here. This was uploaded from you can upload images from your drive and then choose. So you see my cats here. I did a Raya card using my cats, right? So a lot of stuff you can do. Okay, so that's how you can use Canva to replace text. And I think the last thing before I pass to Li Jie is the idea of, do you always have to show your PowerPoints? No, you can use alternatives to PowerPoint. So for example, I hardly use PowerPoints in my class. In fact, none of my class I use PowerPoints. I use Microsoft Whiteboard. So here's an example if I wanted to present today's workshop using fully Whiteboard. So I would create same thing, right? Intro and pre-lesson, during lesson, post-lesson. And these are just infographics that I found, and I would just talk. I can add video. I can add YouTube videos as well on my whiteboard. So I'll show an example of me adding. This is one of my class. It does get messy, but you can move around, so you're not showing everything at once. You can see that these are all my lessons. I use this quite a lot. So yeah, here's yesterday's class on computer system security, administering security, and but if you want to use whiteboard, you need to have a good graphics tablet. It will help you. Li Jing will share his experience and why he doesn't like using whiteboards. It's not for everyone, but for me, I just like this. So that this is a link and I can click on this YouTube video and then run it. So you can include links to websites and links to YouTube videos in the whiteboard itself. So what I usually do is I move around and then I write a lot of stuff while I'm teaching in the class. So you can use whiteboard if you want to. Another one is if you're tired of PowerPoints, I find this amazing tool, and I'm not sure why I never used it as frequently as I should. Is Genially. So have you heard of Genially? So I keep having to move this so that I can show. Okay, I'll close my Canva. This thing is blocking my screen. That's the problem. Here's Genially. So have you guys heard of Genially? So it's actually genial.ly. And yep, Johan says he's heard of it. Bridget has heard of it, never tried it. Genially, I find is really good to gamify And again, this is a free account. As you can see, it says upgrade to premium, which I'm not. And I did this just recently this week, and the templates are really good. So this is something that I did based on an earlier template that I found. And what happens is I created this quiz. So in this particular quiz, the students answer questions, and if they get it right, so moving on, you can see on the right hand side, an image will slowly show up. So the students actually get very excited. They're like, oh, what image is this? And then I think when they get to the 8th or 9th question, then they can see, oh, it's one of Miss Idora's cats, and they get very excited and they want to see, because I'm known for my cats among my students. And then as a joke, I give the last question, okay, who am I? So the student that was that had to answer needed to guess which cat was this, and then if they get it right, they get to see the full image of my cat, right? I'll show you some other games I've created. Okay, sorry. So Genially it's really good because it shortcuts a lot of stuff. You just take the template and make the changes. I've done a ninja quiz as well. This for my diploma students. IO Systems Ninja quiz. They really like this. So what I do is for every question, I use something called Wheel Decide. So it's random on who has to answer the question. And then here's another one that I just downloaded, which is the original one is called Christmas Carol Quiz, but then you can change the questions. So if you want to find very good creations already done, you just click on Inspiration and then show reusable Genially. So reusable means you can reuse. So if you actually look at it, I took this quiz on sustainability and changed it to database. And then the Ninja quiz appeared somewhere else. I can't remember, but you don't have to spend time trying to figure out how to do all those animations. You just download and use and just edit, right? So so far, if you wanted to do this, like to create games, this is a very easy to use tool. Now, there are some reusable templates, or they say creations that will not be made available to you unless you pay, unless you upgrade, but majority are available to you, right? So I'm now just going to give time for any questions. If not, I'll pass it on to Li Jing because he will talk about the other things you can do during the lesson. So I've talked about quizzes, a bit on missions on open learning, and alternatives to PowerPoint. Did I miss out anything? Let me just double check. I do believe some of you are also familiar with Prezi. You can use Prezis as well to replace PowerPoints. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. If there are any questions, just put in the chat, but I'm going to pass this on to Li Jing now. So
Back to panelists.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what's your name?
Because
okay.
I've enjoyed.
All right. So I'm gonna let you take over to explain the others. So we do have quite a lot of time left. Vijay, you don't have to rush because our next break is around 11:15.
So, one moment, I need to bring up all the windows, the chat list, annotation, and so on. All right. Let's bring this back. Okay. Present from where we stop. Okay. Bye-bye notes, I can't really see the notes once I start the presentation. So I'll review back if I miss out any notes. All right. So first of all is, oops, what happened? Oh, okay. So there's PowerPoint, Office 365. All right. We don't have the, I grew up in the world of shortcut keys. So web-based PowerPoint and the PowerPoint that installed in our laptop has slight difference. All right. So first of all is don't force ourselves to like adapt into all this new stuff, all right? Because it might be stressful sometimes. Even though I'm from computing, sometimes when as you can see, I try to explore PowerPoint, web-based PowerPoint, right? I also struggle most of the time. So the takeaway is start with something that you feel comfortable with. Of course, during the preparation, there's a lot of explorations, a lot of experiment. So throughout this pandemic, this lockdown, until today, I still learning on technologies, how to deliver the things or deliver the topics. Even though School of Computing is using Microsoft Teams, I still explore quite a lot of new features until today. So it's fine to stick back to PowerPoint. And the best advice that I always give students is called GCP, right? It stands for Google Copy Paste. This is what they do for their assignment, right? So we also do. Of course, we don't really. I don't really copy paste, but I'll just Google for information and say, oh, okay, all right. Actually, PowerPoint, I can use this template. I found this cool PowerPoint. It can make it into something else. But of course, it took some time, right? So there are a lot of new tools coming out, especially like Genially and Canva. Actually, until the end, if you feel, for me, I feel it. Oh yeah, it's another PowerPoint, but the process of getting things done is different. Right? To me, it's like PowerPoint slides will take up a lot of time for me to do that. So yeah, so what we are going to introduce you today is a lot of alternatives. All right, you pick the one that you're comfortable with. Right, so you can see this morning until now, both Idora and me still struggle with WebEx because we are so used to Microsoft Teams. Right, so perhaps I start with Microsoft Teams. Right, okay. All right, so for colleagues that's normally use Teams. All right, so I think this is our common interface, right? So what I do is the first thing is I create a lot of channels, right? So over here, right, I create a lot of channels. So when it comes to assignment matters, the most common thing we have is like students has grouping problem, assignment, right? So no choice, I need to take out a lot of initiative, right? Okay, so ask them, hey, is there any challenge? Is there any challenges or problems or not? Right, need to get them the conversation to start off with, right? So besides that, one small little features I do is, okay, this notes is a little bit boring. Okay, I don't mention that whiteboards. So I tried because when Idora introduced whiteboards, hey, yeah, we have whiteboards, all right? So what I did is I went to, I can't remember which class was that. Okay, I tried it up. I tried the whiteboard. So it found that, oh, okay, I lost track which class I am. Right. So we do have whiteboards here, but Oh yeah, there you go. All right. So I tried it. I tried it out. I said, hey, Hydra, why is it whiteboard so far in the class? I was like, okay. I tried to right click and why there's only three colors, right? I need more colors to highlight these things. So again, uh, I've been recycling the same thing, right? PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, web-based PowerPoint, and now what Idora mentioned was the whiteboard that has been installed in the PC, in the laptop or the PC. What I'm
Yeah,
trying is
yeah. I
what,
forgot to mention about that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
It
it's a
was the app on my desktop actually
yeah,
that I'm using.
and I followed. Hey, Microsoft, can you close this window? I tried many semester, it's still there. Alright, so no choice. I need to like try my very best to zoom in, make it full screen. And then I thought, hey, I don't know. You say you can change color your whiteboard background so nice. Mine is like that only. so yeah. So these are all the small things that I mean those developers or those providers try to give us easy access, but when it comes to features, we need to test it out, right? So yeah, one good features is whiteboard. So you can see my whiteboard. Oh yeah, sorry, Miss Bridget. I use you for
Bridget, very famous
famous.
today.
Yeah. So yeah, because the students that I thought was the same group as Miss Bridget, so I was teaching cryptography. So yeah, uh, that's the example that I use. So I found oh cannot. So I roll back to the tools that I'm comfortable with, which is notes. All right. I'm very scared with this word, right? IS. Right? Just in case I accidentally double up, then Microsoft will start investigating me. Right. So this semester my notes is pretty empty, all right, because I still try to motivate students to come and produce more stuff, right? So you can see there's something called stress release corner. So each of them, I mean, this is OneNote, all right? So again, OneNote has two versions. One is independently installed in our PC. One is embedded into a Teams. So you can just look into the plus sign over here. You just need to add a notes inside here. Don't go slow. All right. So Notes is similar to Linode, just that the layout is kind of different. OneNote, there you go. All right. So whiteboard was there also. So what I do is I'll just add a page, right? Add a new page. I can separate them as chapters. All right. Then I start drawing, right? And to draw, I can just enable this, and then I'll start drawing. All right. And again, because I'm so used to it with many colors and I can draw a lot of things. So when change the whiteboard, I say, let's try it out. Okay. And then we found the truth. Okay. So yeah. So Notes is another alternative. I haven't tried the mathematical functions yet. So how do I embed this in class was sometimes, sorry, not this one. This one. Yeah, you can see Microsoft is quite resource hungry. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so this is called penetration testing, right? And in short, we call it pen test. So as usual, there's a lot of notes and codes. So what I did to this class, because they are year 2 and year 3, so we can make fun of each other, lah. Right? We are close to each. I mean, students and lecturers relationship was there. All right. So for stress release corner, it was not there. Right. Wait. I think the picture is a bit slow. Okay. What I did was I searched testing for ball pen. So there's like pilot pen. I can't remember which pen was that. So during the midterm, right, the first part of the midterm, I tried one. Let me bring this screen over. Okay, all right. So during the midterm, I asked this question, but of course I don't give marks for that lah. All right. So you say, oh, which pen was first tested in our class? Look into our notes. So some students that able to pick it up. I mean, they first if they do revisions on the notes or they get the joke, so they answer correctly. Some is like I have no idea. Some is just like tick up. So I also roughly know the students whether read the notes or not, because if they really go and read the notes, basically they flip through and came across this. Right, so this is one way I try to engage with students. Right, meanwhile I also have damage control just in case they type the wrong email here. All right, so some small little things during the session, the experience I can share to you all is small things, right? So after every class, I also have Google Forms for them to follow up so that they revise a bit. So I also put funny questions inside, right? So give you another example. Okay, I'm not until the extent where I can just add a channel to say, students, let's do a movie night channel here. No, I don't have the time to do that. But I mean, you can do that, all right? So sometimes, like in this case, right? Sometimes I was like traveling to the school. It's like this was the notorious. The most famous traffic light in Selangor, which has the longest wait, like 199 seconds forever. Right, so you can see what I try to do here is, right, so the voucher code. So in one of the attendance Google form, I'll say, what is the voucher code today, right? I don't give marks for that, lah, right? I'll say, I'll mark your assignment more lenient. So they'll just start hunting up and down, where is the voucher code? So yeah, all right, so that's one thing in Teams that I do embed. And for keyboard warriors, right? I'm not quite sure about other schools. My students, maybe I'm a little bit how to say aggressive, right? I'm a little bit aggressive. So what happened is students prefer to be a keyboard warrior rather than turn on the mic and communicate, right? So I also put a poll on. All right. All right. So this is also under Microsoft. You can create a poll and ask about uh, any questions or any data that you want students to fill up. So this class has 12 students. You can see the turnout rate also very bad. It's only 7, right? So same thing. You can just add a poll under here. Okay, right? It's this form, right? I don't know why is it called forms instead of polls, right? So there are a lot of other apps, right? So I believe Cisco WebEx, Zoom, I don't think they have plugins, but for Teams, there's quite a lot, right? So you can happily scroll around for education and so on, right? So they also embedded Kahoot, all right? So there's quite a lot of plugins inside. Okay, so some of them require registration, right? Some is not, right? And last time, I think last few semester, I tried to set. Oops, sorry. Let me get this right. I tried to find a plugin which is called this. All right. It has, but it doesn't integrate it. So when students ask funny questions, I'm a bit sarcastic. So I do this for my students. So whenever students ask anything, instead of Wikipedia, I'll just use this app to pass this link to students, right? So students also do the same thing to me when I ask about some game stuff or the modern trend about TikTok stuff, right? So for example, if you want to know about computer terms, anything, right? Okay, I want to know what is TikTok, right? So actually, you can just get the link and then just paste it to a student. Right. So once students open this link up, right, then they roughly know, Mr. Khoo is trying to right be very rude to me, and they realize that, right? But this is I only do this for those students that really we are close to, right? Not to offend them. Okay, so students need something to spice up their motivation rather than just like one-way communication, right? So yeah, these three tools, there's a lot of things to be explored, right? For Zoom, because I do have third party or some local community sessions using Zoom. The fun part for Zoom is the background. Actually, you can upload videos, right, rather than a static virtual background. So try it. Hopefully, Microsoft or others they have this. So you can put yourself in a space shuttle, right, or any moving backgrounds, right? Okay, so these are those fun stuff you can do, right? Breakout rooms. In this session, I can't because I think it's the privileged stuff that privileged settings, so can't really set up breakout rooms. But I think for most of the webinars or conferences that you go, they do have breakup sessions, right? For Teams, yes, we also can create the breakout session. Very easy. Oh yeah, okay. I'm in presenting mode, right? So let me check again. Yeah, don't have, right? So in one of the options, you can just click and say start the breakout rooms, right? Then you can assign students into it, and for discussions, a separate topic discussion, right? So personally, I find it a little bit difficult to manage because if the class is huge and you want to join different rooms to discuss, right, you need to find the correct room, right? And the fun part is most of the students were not aware that we have slided into their rooms, so they were happily chatting, and then suddenly the lecturers was in part of the conversation. So this caught them surprised also. Okay, right. So let's move on to other alternatives. Lost my points.
I think it's the what to use for the spin wheel and roll dice. I think the rest we've covered. Yeah, it's the the wheel beside and rolling the dice. Yeah.
Yeah. We decide. I think we covered that in the last. Is it last year?
Mm.
Last year.
Yeah, the
Right.
last training.
All right. So let me get the the URL site.
And of course, don't forget to share Flippity as well, which is based on Google
Yes.
Forms, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's very easy, that one. All right, we'll decide. Okay, this one, my students afraid the most because say, please don't call me, please don't call me, please don't call me. Right. So you can see it's quite easy, right? So the link was
You're not sharing the screen for wheel beside, I think.
site. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So this question was what to do under quarantine. So you can just modify the view. Oh, okay. All right. So we will, right. So for example, the title, right.
I think this one is where we put the names of the students. That's what I do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then the title. Yeah.
right? So yeah. Okay. So I mean, if we have a quiz questions or ad hoc questions or out of nowhere when the class was halfway, I said, all right, what we have covered, what are the keywords, right? So we can just like student A, student A, student B, student C. Actually, you can just, I can't remember the limit. I've tried all the way to 70 plus. It's still, oh yeah, here mentioned 100, right? Still possible. All right. Okay, so we can change, right? There's a lot of options over here. Seconds to spin, or I'll just make it 3. Okay, right? How big is that? Okay, so I'll just leave this default at this moment, all right? Because we have covered that before. Okay, just wait. Right. So what we need, just spin, and actually there's sound effect. Actually, it's like the wheel of fortune, where the pointer hit on the bar. Then right? So most of the time, what I get is either like me forget to unmute the mic, or students really virtually somewhere else, right? So they take like 5 to 10 seconds to voice out. But after a few rounds, they notice that, oh, Mr. Blue start picking up some names. So sometimes this helps a lot, right, to keep students engaged, right? So this is Will Decide, right? And Flippity, right? So this also covered last round. Don't worry. Okay, so let me paste this. Okay, so my style is try to find shortcuts, right? Very lazy. So my motto of life is called templates. I need a lot of templates so that I can just do things fast. Alright. Okay, so here you can see we also have something called random picker, right? It's the same, right? But if you want to come up with quiz questions or any fun activities, right? I think for scavenger hunt or mission, this was last round's demo, right? You can do flashcards, you can do a lot of things. Okay, so if you want to try, let's see.
Oh, I just noticed Wordle style puzzle is there. Yay.
Yeah. Okay, and this time I just came across one.
The quiz show is also quite good. I've used the
Mhm.
quiz show before and the scavenger hunt, but there's actually quite a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. You also can have certificate. I haven't tried this. All right. Oh, certificate quiz. All right. Let's show some. Okay, I'll go through. I'll walk through one. This time I came across one typing game. Or
Yeah, the typing test above the snowman, I think.
Okay. Right. So there's a demo. There's an instruction. So what you need, you can just click into it. All right. So you just say, all right, it's not recommended. So, but I'm using Firefox. Never mind. I just tried that. It works. Right. So make a copy of this template. So I believe most of us has a Google account. Right. So you just need to download it. Make a copy. Okay. So these are sample paragraph, test 1, test 2, test 3, all the way. They have a very nice template. Oops, I lost my bar. Oh, yeah, because I'm presenting. All right. Okay. So there's a lot of, you can just put in a lot. All right. So you can see the time, right, is in minutes. So you're going to guess, they're going to calculate in 2 minutes how much you can type. All right. So how do we share this or how do we publish this to our participants or students, right? That's the second tab here. Okay, so don't forget to publish your spreadsheet first, right? It may take all the way to 5 minutes, right? So here I don't really change a lot. I don't put in any new challenges. I'll just use the template. Okay, just wait. Right, so file, publish, share, publish. Okay, so let's try. So I'll copy this and I'll just paste it in the chat here. Okay, okay. Oh, not publish it. You all don't click first. Right, you might see an empty screen. Okay. Okay, so is it the same? Yes. Right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to, let's see whether it has started loading. It'll take some time, but I think Google is fast enough. All right, yeah, it's up. All right, so based on the 10 column, all right, so US Constitution, I have a dream, and so on. So you can just look into this, and then you can just click. Right, so and yeah, so that's Fluidity. All right, so of course you can just download and check how do they work on the macros and so on, right? So for me, lazy lah, right? I'll just look into template and then just download and just start running, modify a little bit. All right, so this is Fluidity. All right, okay. Else? Did I miss any notes?
I think we've covered most of what we wanted to. But there was I just checked the chat. There was someone who wanted to know about show how to use Canva for the banner on OL, so it's not boring. All right. So I know it's actually, you're supposed to have a break at 11:15, but we will just push the break a bit later. I guess I can do that very quickly on how you can create a banner before we give another break.
Okay, I'll pass it back to you then.
All right. So I just scrolled up and I saw that. Again, so let me share my screen. So how do you create a banner? So the first thing is you need to know the size for Open Learning, the banner for Open Learning. Let me see which ones. Where's my Open Learning? Again, I have to keep doing this because I can't see it's blocking. This thing is blocking.
Yes, I was struggling with that also.
Oh gosh, it's still blocking. Okay.
Keys.
All right. All right. So the banner here, what you need to know is, and this is pretty easy. You can just Google, which I did earlier. You need to know for Open Learning, what is the ideal size. So I actually just Googled. So it says Open Learning banner size is 2340 by 340 pixel. Okay. And then you can use Canva again. So you can just use Canva, right? And then search for banners, specifically landscape, because that's Open Learning's banner is landscape format, right? Here. And then if you're like Li Jing said, shortcut lah if possible, right? Then search for which banner you want. And of course, for example, let's say, oh, I want a green background, but I want to change the image. You can, because you can change the image. You just take it as the template, and then you remove the image and put your own image. And then make sure you resize it so that it fits the size that Open Learning says is the best, which is 2340 by 340 pixel. So this size might not be the correct size. You can change the size after that, right? So you can change the you don't want this image, you can remove this text, right? And you can add your own, upload your own image if you want to. That's my advice for those. So you can see that you can resize as well. Okay, add in your own text and so forth. So that's basically how I created my banner here. I think I did that for all my subjects. So this is ethical hacking. This sem I've got forensics. And I think I did do for all my subjects. And then of course, you know, the tone of the color of the background. Yeah, so I did put forensics as well. So I hope that answers the question. Someone was asking about the how to do a banner. Yeah, and other things you can do is you can put you know, on the welcome page a video. That's what I do as well. Put in a video about the topic, like forensics, IoT, in computer forensics and things like that. Okay, so we are actually a little bit over the time limit, but it's okay. So it is time for a second break. But let me change the it's not at 11:30. We'll move it to, so it's already 11:24. Do you guys want 10 or another 15 minutes break? We start again. Li Jing, can you check? Do they want another 15 minutes break or is 10 minutes enough?
They are still typing, I guess. 10 minutes.
10 minutes is okay. All right. Is it okay? Then
Yeah.
I'm just changing the timing to, since it's 11:25, so 10 minutes break. We'll come back at 11:35. Okay. So yeah, it's Zen time with the tea. Just now it's coffee. Now it's tea. Right.
So thinking how to play music.
Yeah, I will just unshare the screen first. If I can find it, we will stop sharing first. So you this second break is for you guys mainly if you are I'm going to be in, I'm not taking a break. So if there's any questions, you can type in the chat as well. I think Li Jing and I are both in here. If I do step away, it's only for a short while anyways.
How to play audio from our PC.
Yeah, that was always the problem with WebEx, right? You're still checking it out.
At least there's some background music. With the Zen theme.
Huh?
With the Zen theme, need some Zen music.
Yeah, my very cute cup of tea there. Mute myself. Okay, so there's 1 more minute before we resume. So again, I need participants to go back to the AHA slide link. There's one more question Li Jing and I would really like to know after the break. So yeah, so it's 11:35. Now go back to the AHA site link. I've given the link again. And yeah, I want to know Li Jing's answer as well. I've given the link in the chat, so you can answer question. Very simple question there. What's the best drink for break time? So is it coffee? Is it tea, Milo, or Milo? Aikosong, agua dolce. Vicky and I found out what agua dolce is. It's really interesting. Or nothing. So basically, I didn't have time to drink yet. So I'll unlock this so you can answer. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't unlock. So, okay, let's see. Nothing. Coffee. Aikosong. Okay, Li Jing, you didn't answer.
I'm thinking, should I click the high class one, the
Agua dolce. Right. Wow, this is even distribution so far. Wait, oh, coffee. Now coffee, there's two. If I could vote, I would have selected teh tarik, to be honest. Yeah. I forgot to put cham.
Yes, I just realized because the first week I have coffee, now I have Chinese herbal tea. So
So far, we've gotten 5 answers. There's still time to answer. Perhaps there are some that just got back. Okay, so for those who are back, I've given the link back to AHA slides again. So just a very simple question that we're asking is, what's the best drink for break time? We'll let you know what agua dolce is after this. I'll just wait until the time runs down since it's only about 30 seconds left. I think there are 3 that are not back yet, based on the number of participants though. So let's see. Yeah, and Li Jing did share for icons as well. A very good link to get icons.
for emoticons, there will be another one.
So do check the links there as well. Li Jing is very good at sharing useful links.
GCP ma, Google copy paste.
Yes, remember that GCP. Okay, so out of the 6 who came in, there's a tie between Milo and coffee. No tea drinkers like me. So anyways, agua dolce is just a translation. In English, it would be sweet water. So anything sweet, as long as it's some kind of drink, but it's sweet. So that's what agua dolce is. All right, so this is just
what?
so just giving you sugar cane, yeah, anything sweet.
Sugar cane water, yes.
All right, so we're on to our last section, which is post lessons and getting feedback. And we've actually introduced all the tools already. Li Jing introduced polls in Teams earlier, but that's fine because you can use team polls during class as well as for example, you've covered certain topics and then you want to check, right? Check that they did understand, or do you have to review? You can create a poll during a lesson as well. And of course, here post-lesson, what I'm focusing on, or what we decided to focus on, is more on getting feedback. There's a lot of things that you can do post-lesson, but we focus on feedback. How do you get feedback? The importance of feedback, and the tools that you can use in order to get feedback. So the only tool that we haven't introduced is something called Wakelet. The rest we've actually did introduce. So let me share what is Wakelet. Now, Wakelet is pretty much like Padlet or Lino, except that, you know, if you or your students are the type that prefer something that looks a little bit more systematic, because if you recall, for Lino, the structure is quite fluid, right? You can put the post-its anywhere, and you can add in images anywhere, so it's a bit more fluid. If you want something more structured, then you can go for something like Wakelet. So here's Wakelet. And Wakelet, same thing, you can add text, you can add images, you can add a bookmark, PDF files, and you know, you can upload YouTube videos, tweets as well into this one area or space and share it. And if you wanted to share with others, you didn't have to go through email. You can invite collaborators by giving them a link. So remember in Lino, you had to answer to so you can just copy the link. In Lino, you had to answer to an email invitation, but in Wakelet, you can either just give the link with the code or invite through email as well. So I'm going to put in the chat the link. Okay, so this is an open link, and this is the free version as well. So I created just this sort of like bulletin board, and anything to do with today's workshop. I just named it Edu 4.0 feedback, and similar to what I did with Lino here. So just to show you two different ways. So I did have, like on Lino, I put here, you guys can put like, for example, if you wanted feedback on your class. So for Li Jing and I, we want feedback. We want feedback on this workshop, right? So I put questions here. Did the workshop meet your expectations? Number 2, was the workshop structured well? Did the workshop improve your skills, broaden your knowledge? What did you like about the workshop? Where can we improve for next time? So this is in Lino form, which is basically post-its, right? I also did the same thing on Wakelet, but okay, this is Li Jing's contribution. But I put it in a Canva instead. So I created this on Canva and I uploaded it as an image on Wakelet. And what you notice with Wakelet is more professional looking, right? More structured. And it's the same thing. I put the same questions. Did the workshop meet your expectations? Was the workshop well structured? And this is a template from Canva. So I just use a Canva template and I just change the text in there. And of course you can add text if you want, right? And Wakelet, the free version, you can copy collections that have already been created. That means you can search and explore. Again, same thing, there are collections that are free, that can be used for free subscription. There are those that are you can't because it's what do you call that, for paid. So this layout, I put it as media layout, but you can change the layout to compact, right? You can change the layout to grid, okay, grid form. You can change the layout to a mood board, okay, or column base. So again, whichever you feel is more comfortable. I kind of like the mood board. It's pretty cute. Right? But you can, it's up to you how you want. Grid form is also there. So the first one was, I didn't change anything. I just chose media form. So it would just scroll up and down, right? And then you can see that there are those who have joined as well. Okay, so I do see those who can add in as well now. Then you can check here. Again, you can see who are collaborating with you. I believe you can also link to Teams. Yeah, so it's possible to link to Teams and Google Classroom as well. So here's another alternative to Lino. Okay, alternative to Lino, as well as Padlet. Again, Li Jing and I, we've demonstrated Padlet before, so we just thought, okay, what are some other alternatives available? And I believe Padlet, maybe I'll just share. Padlet, the problem is there's a limit to the number of Padlets you can do as a free user. So you can't make as many. I'm a pro user here, but I think there's only like up to 10 Padlets, and then you can't, you have to already reuse what you've done. So yeah, see, it says Happy Fridays. Right? So I wanted to share the ones that are free and easy to use as well, as easy as Padlet. Right, so let's go back to the slide. Now, Flipgrid is the one where you can have videos. Open Learning, okay, again, you can set up like discussion, using the discussion or the comment section to get feedback. But I think the important thing is not just the tool, it's why feedback is important. So, and specifically getting meaningful feedback. Because you see, when you're even hybrid classes, especially fully online classes, we can't really see students' expression. And like Li Jing was saying, a lot of our students, computing students, the only time we see them on video is during the midterm tests and final exam. Most of the times they don't want to show their video, and sometimes it's for good reason as well. So for example, the computers are slow. So when they switch on video, it lags and so forth. So they prefer using chat, right? And we can't see or know how they feel because we can't see their faces. So it's very important to get feedback for hybrid and online classes. And benefits of feedback. It allows learners to monitor and track their performance. It gets them to know whether they're on the right path to meeting the objectives of that particular topic or subject. Helps students feel that they have a sense of progress. I think more important is emotionally, it tells them that we care, that if you ask feedback and then of course you respond to the feedback, yeah, so they know that we care about their opinion. It makes you have a connection with the student, because remember, this is post lesson as well. And they see that you're genuinely interested in their learning, right? And that you are also genuinely interested in making your content or your materials as good as possible for them, right? And because of that, that would lead to greater motivation and engagement by the students. Feedback is also good for self-reflection. It helps to increase knowledge retention as well. And for us as the educators, I think the one thing that's most important is feedback helps us to know whether what we're doing is really something that they enjoy or not. Because, the Malay term, you don't want to like shock sendiri and think that, oh, I like it, but the students might not like it, right? And the best part about feedback is you can do it throughout all the stages of that learning journey of the student. So after every lesson, after a particular topic, if every lesson is too much, after a particular topic or chapter, it's really up to you. And again, like you can change it into, you can apply gamification so it's not so obvious that it's feedback, so for students, they don't feel that it's a form of survey or questionnaire. So you are getting feedback, but it's not that obvious as well. So yeah, you can use all these tools that we shared with you. And pretty much are there any questions about post lesson? Again, there are other things that you do after a lesson ends, but we just wanted to focus on what actually can contribute to student engagement. So let's just see anything that Li Jing wants to add as well before we move on to the next part, which are key takeaways. So let's just give time for anyone who has questions, or if Li Jing wants to add anything.
From the chat, there's nothing.
Is everyone already like hungry for lunch?
I think that the sound we hear is.
The good news for the participants, we are actually towards the end, so I just wanted to know if there's any questions in relation to post lessons first.
So actually, feedback we can do it during the pre-lesson. For
Yeah.
example, the first day of the class. For me, like what I've just shown. After every class, I do set up Google Forms to so-called fulfill hybrid learning, because we believe that not every students can attach fully 2 hours on our so-called virtual learning environment. So Google Form as a supplement. I mean, any sorts of form, not only Google Forms, so that we have sample questions inside there for them to revise, and the key topics, make them to fill out some keywords, right? Because I believe Google Forms, you can just make in terms of multiple choice, we can ask them to key in short text or paragraph, and then in the submission settings, we can set it as not only limit to one responses, you can come back and revise the topic again. So from there, how do I link that to pre-test? Too much PhD research. Pre-lessons is because I teach year 2 and year 3 students. So a few questions that I ask them in the first class is, right, have you taken this subject? Right, from this subject, have you taken these few topics? Because we don't teach every subject. We don't bring them from foundation all the way to year 3. So at least we can study a demographic from them. Some students, like, for example, I teach security. Why you study security, right? To my surprise, a lot of students will select a choice called no choice. That's why I want to study. It's very sad, but at least we acknowledge and we know. So throughout the 14 weeks of semester of weeks, we can just tell them, all right, okay, this is how it works, right? So everything do really cover security. For example, you leave your house, you automatically lock the door. That's about security. So try to motivate them in some way of understanding their background. Yeah. So it's easy for us to set the expectation also. Right? So all this feedback we need from since day one, actually. So from every classes, then we say, hey, right, last week, anyone remember anything or not? Right? Or what are the keywords you learned today? I believe most of you, hopefully not, most of you will remember what's GCP by now.
Oh, I think I want to share one thing as well. You actually can get immediate feedback on whether a student or whether students enjoy something that you've done. Always pay attention to the chat as well, because so for example, when I first used Genially, and then the chat, they were like, oh, thanks, miss, that was fun, yay, something different other than quizzes all the time. So you can actually get immediate feedback from there as well. And our students are actually very receptive audience. And of course, You also need to prepare that maybe the feedback is not so good as well, and just take it and okay, I've got to adapt or change. I think I used to play bingo online, right? The game bingo. I find that in my experience, bingo is better for classroom, but you can actually do that online. But students found it like you if you have a class that's quite big, and you got to give each individual student a separate bingo board, so that they said that they enjoyed it, but it took like too much time to prepare. So, but it's good to get that kind of feedback, and you try something else. And yeah, so you be mindful of what are the comments after your class as well in the chat, because they may actually say, oh, Miss, I really enjoyed that. That was fun. So that's an indicator that they like that activity as well. Right. Looks like there's no questions there, Li Jing. So we can move on to the next part, which is key takeaways. So I'll talk about the first two, apply tools when necessary and always get feedback, and Li Jing will talk about the last three. There are other key takeaways as well, but we feel that these five are quite important. So the first one is apply tools only when necessary. So it's not like every single class you need to apply some sort of tool. So that's why I put there, go for quality, not quantity. Now, it really depends on the subject that you're teaching as well, really depends on that topic that you're delivering for that week as well. So for example, Li Jing and I, we teach subjects that there's a lot of labs involved. And when I have a lot of labs that need to be covered during a particular week, I basically don't even have any of these external tools being used, right? I have to focus to make sure that the students complete the labs. And then perhaps I only have the feedback part, the post lesson. So I wouldn't be putting any games in between or things like that. So only do it when you feel it's necessary. You know your subject better than anyone else, right? So that's my advice, right? You don't have to use tools in every single one of your lesson. Sometimes it's just your good old conversation with the students, the normal chat, and what you're actually delivering is already very very interesting already, the content, that you don't need to have these tools to assist in making it more interesting, right? And then of course, do take into consideration that there are different learning styles of students. So I never, for example, every week have a quizzes, for example. It's good to make sure that we cater to the different communication modes, as I mentioned earlier. And of course, if you really want to save time, so this is Li Jing and I, we were like, oh, we better just do stuff that's easy to implement, easy to do. Choose tools that can be used in more than one part of your lesson, right? So like Genially, you can use pre, during, and post, right? Quizzes as well, so that saves time. It's just what content you're putting in. And of course, the second one here is, like we mentioned earlier, post lesson, always get feedback from your students, because you're letting them know that you value their opinions, you value what they think of what you're doing in class, and it helps you know what works and what might not for that particular group of students or cohort of students. Okay, so now I'll hand it to Li Jing to explain the other key takeaways.
Yeah. So today's content might be overwhelmed because there's quite a lot of tools, and this was the third round, fourth round of
Number three, I think.
number three.
Yeah.
We also lost count actually. Yeah. So there's a lot of tools, and we are also busy searching tools, exploring tools. So yeah, what is needed actually is the time to test. So if we have a community, or a common space like what UOW is doing, where most of the Fridays are training, so-called training or self-learning day, it's good to have this kind of so-called ecosystem where we can learn from each other. So time is our enemy, where we are lack of so much to try it out. So it's time consuming, right? I need to admit that, right? To try this, try that, try this, try that. Yeah. So after we try, the next thing is useful or not. Yeah, actually we discussed quite a lot. For example, Flipgrid in the previous slide, we did not cover that. Flipgrid actually is similar to all the so-called post-it notes, and it's like a forum where you started off a topic and then people put in feedback. So we found out is okay, maybe we just mention it, right, rather than demo it, because it goes around the
I
same
think it's
time.
GimKit, right? We did demo Flipgrid. I think it's GimKit. Yeah.
GimKit is also
Yeah.
another one that we did not really go dive deeper into it. So there's a lot of tools around, as you can see. I was spamming the chat. Actually, I still have a lot of links to share. Yeah. So it takes time to go and try it out. So maybe towards the sem break or any discovery from students. Actually, sometimes I get a lot of info from students also. Yeah. So this brings me to the next column, which is why I put new generation doesn't need to be spoon fed, right? They don't treat it as just another nagging mom or nagging uncle, right? So the pain point, or the main point that they didn't realize is how to do it. They are good visionaries. They say, yeah, I know what I want. I want to do this, but the actual practice, how to get their hands dirty, that's the thing that I yet to see from the newer generations. Because in terms of ideas, in terms of what they want to learn, they almost got it compared to my generation. To compare to Backstreet Boys generation, Simple Plan generation, they are like Korean K-pop generation already. Yeah, so they just don't know how to do that. So we are here to so-called like guide them. So when I found out the way that I teach, I cannot really stick back to how my lecturer teach me lah. Alright. PowerPoint, they know how to read, they know how to GCP, right? But they don't really know how to GCP plus modify. Right? They just really GCP only. They miss out one key point on how do they present it well, when we want to mark their assignments or their work, right? So in terms of learning, they also the culture has changed a little bit, and now it's even more, for these 2 years, it's even more challenging for us because we don't know what happened on the other end.
Yeah.
Because in classroom, our eyes are sharp enough to see, right, these students sleep, or their eyes suddenly went blur. They don't know what we are talking about. Yeah. So, and when we try out all these tools, right, feel free to do it. Try out the free accounts or start small. I say, hey, perhaps I try this round, ask feedback from students and see how it works. Or like the School of Computing Bridget, I don't have me, and I think the name was in the chat. Julian Ho, we do experiment quite a lot of things, and not so.
Yeah.
It
To
would
be fair, we don't even sometimes, it's not like okay, I'm going to do this week. Sometimes it's just like, it's just an idea. Hey, is there a tool that can do this? And then we do a Google search, right? Oh, there is. Okay, let's try it out. So it's not like something we think of even ahead of time sometimes, right, Vijay?
Yeah.
Uh,
It depends. Sometimes I like so extreme for me. I say, hey, actually, I developed a script how to write, how to input our forms into Oracle. I just share out. All right, up to you. You want to use?
Yeah.
So that's the extreme lah. Right. Important is like we try to find out what exactly can trigger students' motivation, or at least we can get interactions, especially when it comes to online. What we see is only webcam. screen keyboard.
Yeah. And
on
we
the-
rely a lot, like in our school, we rely a lot on the chat, right?
Yeah, and we can't just throw tools and say, "Hey, look into this, look into this,
Mm.
look into this." We need them to move. a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. Start small, don't stress.
Yeah.
Mental
Really
health is
don't.
important. That's the next stop, which is why it should be our colleague already.
Yeah, and Bridget did put there in the chat, if also we keep using the same tool over and over again, it will become boring, right? Yeah, true. Um, yeah, and like I said, even sometimes, you may get, oh no, not another quizzes, Miss. They're like, can we do something else? Yeah. So yeah, that's the importance of feedback from the students. And seriously, sometimes they just want to go back to the normal tutorial style. So for example, I asked my students in my forensics class, and perhaps because it's the subject of forensics, so I did ask them, let me just share. So it's on my open learning here. We did quizzes, and then this week, end of last week, I asked them, would you like to do something different next week for tutorial? And then they said, oh yes. Oh, sorry, not this subject. I think it was computer system security. Yeah. So they were like, could you just give us, because you see, the final exam is coming soon. So a lot of the students approach me telling me, Miss, can you give us more of the short answer question style of questions? Because if you look at quizzes, it's mostly like multiple choice, and they know that in final exam that's not coming out. So they said, could you give us those kind of tutorials? So I just go back to open learning, and I think it's week 8 and week 9. Yeah, this week and last week. And I just use Canva, and I put the questions. So this is normal one. So this is a normal document you just upload, right? Which, yeah, they want to do that as well. And then I tell them, okay, you need to submit by what date? Okay. And okay, so it's the week 9 this week. I replaced the I replaced the text file with an actual, I use Canva. So administering security review questions. So it just looks a bit different, and they will upload onto open learning. So sometimes it's, you just go back to the basics, but just make it a little bit more visually pleasing, I guess. Right? So Bridget, I do agree with you. Using the same tools might become boring as well. Oh, perhaps one more thing is also, and Li Jing mentioned this earlier, also make sure that, the tool that you use should be suitable for the class size as well. Like Li Jing mentioned, if you have too many students in your teams and you want to do a breakout room, it could be very difficult to manage. So you got to choose tools that fit the size of your class and the level of learning as well, right? So we're actually towards the end already. Sorry, should click next, not
Some
previous.
sources.
Yeah, so we have the links for the tools that we were focusing on here, as well as some other useful links that talk about other examples of virtual icebreaker activities. There are a list of digital tools, other tools as well. Like Li Jing said, there's like so many tools. When we first agreed to do this workshop, I think we had a list of over 30 tools, and
Yeah,
shoot,
we need
which
to
one are we going
filter
to
and test.
filter and test, and tips to
Categorize them.
create, and then also a link that's tips to create effective constructive feedback. Also perhaps Hazim can we don't mind, but Hazim can also share our previous workshop slides as well, right?
Should be.
Yeah, that's fine as well, because we were covering other areas, and I think it's useful. We don't mind those slides being shared. Remember we did lockdown edition, right? And we had a hybrid session as well, the one that was face to face and online, and then followed with lockdown edition. And this is our third time. So, and the best part is, Li Jing and I, we try to make sure that the content is all different. So perhaps Hazim can also give the slides for the previous two workshops that we did as well. And yep, any questions? Thank you so much. Any questions?
Cannot hear. I open up the mic.
Any questions? Even because it's recorded, even we would also welcome suggestions for perhaps workshops that you guys would want Li Jing, myself, or both of us to do in the future. You could put that as well, right? So we're just opening up for questions, although Li Jing put this, please don't ask too tough questions.
GCP, blame Google.
Okay, so Li Jing shared some emoticons there.
That's a lot.
Someone said thank you, enjoy your weekend. Yeah, that's the problem with doing a training on a Friday, and then people is already like, oh, thank goodness it's Friday, right? we tried our best to make sure that our session wasn't too stressful. That's not Li Jing and my style. We don't like to make things too stressful. And of course, if you need to contact us, you can contact us through email. Li Jing and I are on Facebook and Instagram as well. I don't actually have two accounts, but this is my account and this is my cat account. So my cats use my real name on Instagram, so they have more followers than me anyways. So but you can communicate with us. I think for Li Jing is mainly email, right? No, I did TikTok. I'm very scared to, Li Jing, we are scared to embark on TikTok.
Yeah.
Li Jing
Each is catching up.
Li Jing will probably be easy to contact through email. He has a Facebook account, but quite dormant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty active on my Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. So if there's no questions, is Hazim there?
Wait for lunch.
No, we are basically at the end already. So is Hazim there? Bridget says colorful presentation. Oh, Bridget, that sort of reminds me. I can also make, this is also a PowerPoint template. We use this as there was a template that I got for free. If you want, we can give the template to create these nice PowerPoints with the animation.
There's a lot actually.
Yeah, there's a lot that are free. You just need to search, Google.
but to find a good one is not easy. I mean,
this one took me a while. Yeah, took me a while as well, but I did manage to get it. So looks like Bridget says trial and error. Yeah, although I don't think I will ever embark on TikTok. So yeah, Li Jing is sharing some useful links there as well.
These are other stuff.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for. Is Hazim around or not? Because he's the one that needs to stop recording. Is him, not me, right? I don't think am I allowed to stop?
It's him, I think.
Yeah.
Or everyone just leave.
Let me find Hazim on email. So we're still here until Hazim officially stops the recording. I'm just sending him an email. If you guys, we still have time because technically we should be stopping around 12:30. There's still time. Is there anything that you want Li Jing and I to demonstrate? We still have time to do that as well. Yeah, Li Jing's sharing a lot of stuff. Anything that you would like us to demonstrate? Okay, since since the Hazim's not in yet, I'll just share one more thing. This is, and that was Flippity. So these are stuff that I use on Flippity. So for example, this is the scavenger hunt template for Flippity. And this was our what is gamification. Okay, wait, this is the wrong one. Sorry. Here for one of my subjects, topic is OSI and TCP/IP, and then like Li Jing said, when you scroll down, you just get the link. So Li Jing just now showed the yours was typing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
remember
this is
to
the
publish it.
yeah. It's published already, but this is
Yeah.
the so enter your name. This is the scavenger hunt. And then click on a lock to get started. What's the terminology? That means a model that decomposes or separates network communications into logical, smaller pieces. If you don't know, I put a hint there. Okay, you sure? Yes. Okay, you can refer to the link to get the answer. I'm so old, I forgot what the answer is.
I still can't remember.
Is it packets or frames? Not sure. Oh, layers? Is it layer?
Yeah,
Right.
it's not really random.
So layers, yeah, something like that. Because if it's wrong, you
Encapsulation.
can't. Yeah.
Encapsulation.
Oh, is that encapsulation? Could be right. So I thought it was layered model encapsulation.
Too many terms.
Yeah. So again, if you forget, you can always go back to here. OSI reference model. Oh, wait, what terminology? Layering. All right, so I did almost get it right. So it's layering. And then if it's correct, you unlock, and then you get to move on to the next question. So this is Flippity scavenger hunt. I'll show you another example, which is not scavenger hunt, but the quiz game show. So that was another tool that I used. Wait, this is still the scavenger hunt. There was a game. Oh, because I searched for scavenger hunt. Was it? I just searched for CSS. Oh gosh, I forgot what you called it. What's the other game show? Is it game show template, right? My Google Drive is horrible. There. So here is game show template. So you've got the categories, and then same thing, just wait until it loads, get the link. So what you do is you just edit the questions, that's all, and then provide the link to the students. So it's pretty easy. So, and this is the game show. And this one, oh no, this is scavenger hunt as well. Sorry guys, there was a few that I did a game show. Just can't remember. And I did it as a revision. Could be this one. Revision. Yeah, mystery question. So this is the one that is like a, I put the students into teams, and then it's like, was it Jeopardy? Or the one where they choose for how many points, which category you want to do. Oops, what happened? Yeah, quiz show, correct. There's some sort of error. Let me just paste. Should take me to, so this one, ahead of time, I let the students know which team they belong to, and then go by one. So this is like Jeopardy. Yeah, the Jeopardy game, right? So for 500 points, choose which chapter. So this is good for revision as well. So and this is from flippity.net. So this site where Lee Jin shared earlier. So that was the quiz show template. I've used the scavenger hunt template, and now probably gonna try Wordmaster after this because it's pretty much like Wordle, right? Okay, so is how do we contact Azim?
I think
So,
we
yeah.
can just, I don't know. I think we can just end everything and then ask Azim to
Yeah.
trim the recording then.
Yeah, I'll send him an email, but yeah, since we have time, I'm sharing more stuff with everyone. So yeah, we were hoping to at least get one question though. No questions?
God, apa makan for lunch?
Yeah, we asked them. What are you guys having for lunch? But anyways, maybe everyone's a bit tired. End of the week, right? If you guys do have any questions for Li Jing or I, you can email to us. We'd be more than happy to assist if we can. And I think the last thing that we like to say is thank you for your time. And also, we are not experts, okay? We prefer to just be called lecturers who like to try stuff on once in a while, more on the practitioner sort of thing. No, we're not experts. And I think the best is it's better to try, like what Bridget put there, trial and error. Better to try, make mistakes and improve than not to try at all. So that's the last thing that I'd like to say. Li Jing, any last messages for the participants?
Jom makan. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we covered quite almost what we want to deliver. The main point today, really, which is keep on trying and try to get students to move. Yeah, sorry for the background noise. There's I think they have some defense ministry expos. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
There's no noise. Can't hear.
No noise. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cisco's noise cancellation is not that. Yeah. What we tried to deliver today was things that we have explored, and the exploration will just keep on going. Students are sometimes really hungry and curious as well. So we need to adapt to each of the different learning styles. Right. So we are here to explore as well as not say hunt. I mean, try to collect what they want, so that we can fit what they really able to we try to utilize their capacity, their so-called households capacity on learning, because based on all those philosophy of education, they're like visual learning, audio learning, and so on. So yeah, different people learn in different way. So we as educators need to work harder to dig out all this talent, or make this talent really a talent rather than like just another degree for me. The most common feedback, I can give back all the things to my lecturer already. Right. So yeah, we need to keep on moving during this. Not only pandemic, even there's no pandemic, we also need to try to evolve.
So are we supposed to like get all participants to show themselves like for attendance or anything? I'm not sure either. Because because
Take a group photo.
Oh yeah, I can. I guess we can. Oh, I just found out that he gave me the ability to actually stop recording. Oh,
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's take. I didn't realize that. Sorry for that. So maybe whoever wants to, Gigi, you can screenshot. Whoever wants to share, so that we say goodbye, or else it's just you and me. We don't get to see the rest as well. Oh, cannot, is it? Oh, they can't. I think it's just
I think only
audio.
for Hangout.
Yeah. All right, it's okay then. So, yep, thank you everyone. We'll stop here. I can stop recording. Muted also. Oh, yeah. See, next time we should do on Teams. It's recorded. So next time we do on Teams, you can show a lot more. Yeah. Perhaps one of you give that feedback. Perhaps the next round we'll do it on Teams. Then it's easier for us to go through the features of Teams as well. All right. Okay. Thanks everyone. I'm going to stop the recording now.